trying to get away from this horror, but it always seems to persist. For over 30 years, the monster's been preying on the most vulnerable populations, people with autism. People who try to speak are silent. Their opinions apparently don't matter. The monster always reigns supreme. This monster, known as the Graduated Electronic Decelerator, or GED, is only in use at the Judge Roper Center in Canton, Massachusetts. JRC is the last facility to use electric shocks as a form of behavior. Shocks excruciatingly painful. In fact, studies show that this shock treatment is twice as painful as what is considered tolerable to an adult human on the lowest power version. The power is 3 times higher on the highest version. And not only that, studies show that autistics interpret pain much more severely. It hurts way more on us autistics.
Yes.
But why are you being shocked? Articles in 2016 shows this stuff is being used for getting up out of a chair or raising your arms. Not the last resort treatment like they've been claiming since 2014. But this isn't just treatment. This is torture. In fact, the United Nations Special Rapporteur on Torture, who looked into JRC in 2013, people looking at torture day in and day out, looked at JRC and said, yep, it's torture. However, though, the Judge Roper Center claims that this was a last resort. Excuse me. This was a false claim by an advocacy group. I would like to refute that today. Here I have something really cool. It's called the Merriam-Webster Dictionary. Turn to page 766, and you will find torture literally defined. The infliction of severe pain, especially to punish or coerce. As you can see right here, the infliction of severe pain to punish or coerce. JRC is using severe pain to punish. So even if they claim that this UN report is false, the dictionary always wins. But here's the question I have for you guys, if I can find it. Here's the question I have for you guys. How bad is this treatment really? To put it simply, it is broken. Misuse of the device historically has caused severe burns, like these ones right here. In fact, their term for putting a student off the device when they've been burned so bad is called a quote GED vacation. Let me just ask you this question real quick. Even if it is via misuse, should a device that is quote safe and effective as they claim it is be causing burns like this? No! No! But here's the thing I want to tell you guys. Burns can heal. Trauma cannot. Because this device, the people who are on it, had disastrous mental health effects. I wanted to talk about Jennifer Masilda. She led JRC over 14 years ago. She still claims that she's being, quote, shocked every day of her life by the trauma she received. In fact, it has gotten to the point where she has nightmares at least once or twice a week about the center still. But don't get me started on Andre McCollins. Yep. Andre McCollins, one day in 2002, refused to take off his coat and was shocked 31 times over 7 hours, but catatonic. He was then hospitalized for 37 days and then diagnosed with acute stress disorder. His mother literally could not hold up, a TV remote without going back to the incident. Think about it. Is that safe and effective? No. He still has permanent brain damage from the incident 20 years later. He has not recovered. But the JRC Parents Association had to defend themselves from this. They say that Andre regressed because his mother took him off his graduated electronics. But let's talk about the state of Massachusetts. They claim is cherry picking through thousands of videos to make their point. Let me just say this. I don't know of any other videos of a student being shocked by the GED other than Andre McCollins. I've seen teachers, I've seen reporters, I've seen
Terrence.
other people, but not other students in a typical use. But here's the thing. JRC destroyed the other tape I could have used as evidence.
He is here.
In 2007, a student prank called JRC.
I did not see the tape.
Ordering them to shock 2 students. One student was shocked 77 times, the other one 29. They were screaming. They didn't do anything. They were only shocked more. Director Matthew Israel was so embarrassed by this tape, he destroyed it and as part of a plea deal, he was forced to resign in 2011. What I'm telling you about JRC is only a small sliver of what truly goes on inside. They are more than happy to hide their dark side. They are more than happy to hide their dark side. Students are silenced. Phone calls in and out of the center are highly monitored. If they say anything about how they're being brutally tortured, they'll hang up the phone. Many of these students are even nonverbal. They're unable to speak, they're unable to communicate and show that they are being in severe pain. But let me just say this also. JRC teachers who you think might be able to speak, they have to sign this confidentiality agreement, which means that they cannot speak without fear of being sued by JRC. Think about it. Many of these people came up to Reporters Anonymous because they said if they put their name out there, they would sue. And in fact, JRC has sued. Looked at Neuroclassic, who was sent a cease and desist order by JRC's attorney, even though they made false statements in the report, like JRC does not torture its people. And not only that, they sued the FDA. They sued the state of Massachusetts over 30 years ago to keep this treatment alive. Sorry. To keep this treatment alive. But I also want to talk about my observations about JRC. I've noticed that JRC will do three things to win, in which I call the three S's. The one thing is sidetrack. They have these beautiful theme parades, Yellow Brick Road, the snack bar, and movie theater. All to make people think that this is the best place on earth. The greatest place on earth. Without showing them about the people screaming from electric shocks. People who are terrified. But I also have to talk about the second thing, silence, which I already discussed. Phone calls are highly monitored, and everybody who says anything negative, they're shut off the phone. But I also have to talk about the city. JRC, as I said before, will sue. They sued the FDA. They'll sue the state of Massachusetts. They sent cease and desist orders to people like Neuroclassic. And not only that, Open Secrets has shown that they spent over $400,000 in lobbying money last year, all to not only advance their agenda, but to silence people like Neuroclassic. But I also have to talk about the 4 E's, which I know JRC loves to use to show that their treatment is effective. The 4 E's are as follows: effective, 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 and effective. JRC will talk all day about how their treatment is effective. Therefore, it's good. But I want to tell you one thing. Effective treatment and ethical treatment are completely different things. Yeah. Not even on the same boat. Yes. In fact, I also want to question their claim of effective, because over 97% of target behaviors are removed by the graduate electron accelerator when it's in use. However, though, less than 30% of people observed over 20 years have been successfully removed from the device without recurrence of target behaviors. So my interpretation of the study is that this GED is only effective as it relies where people are tortured endlessly, not as a teaching tool. Think about it. But with this, the severe burns caused by misuse, the disastrous mental health effects of people like Jennifer Musumba and Andre McCollins and Hillary Clinton, and the fact that it is literally a torture device defined by the dictionary. Do you think this device should be used? No. Think about it.
No.
way.
Think about it. And think about the 55 people who are currently subjected to this treatment. How they feel every day, afraid and anguished, waiting for the shock to come. Even the inventor of Cybus came out and said, we found other ways to do it. If you do not know, Cybus is the predecessor to the GED, which JRC uses. It was essentially an inspiration. They raised the power. So Cybus is basically the GED's predecessor. It's a very similar form. Representatives, I urge you, sign on to Bill H180. Don't look at the money. Don't look at the quote-unquote effective arguments. Look at how these people are treated every day. Look 20 years from now, looking back. Would you want to see this treatment still used?
No.
No. You would have thought that this treatment should have ended much earlier than now. But now is our chance. You have the chance to change the lives of over 55 people. People who are trying to speak out, but are silenced by JRC because they can't speak or their phone calls are monitored. They can't say no.
Give it 30-second break. A 30-second break here. Let this man through. There you go. 30-second break here. Okay. 30 break is over.
People are trying to speak out. People who are silenced by JRC as they attempt to speak, and their phone calls are shut off because they said something negative. These people are waiting for your move. These people are crying out every day for you to do something. Imagine if your children were under this tree. How do you think they would feel? Being shocked with excruciating pain. Would you treat a dog like this?
No.
Would you treat a prisoner like this?
No.
Then why should we treat autistic people? Thank you.
Woo! Yes, Sam! Woo! Stop the shock! Stop the shock!
Stop